You could exit life right now, as Mark surely suggests. Let that guide your thoughts, words, and actions. Life, in short, demands that you approach everything as if it were the final act or thought of a dying person, Marcus contends. Music. I find Marcus Aurelius perhaps the most intriguing figure in history. There's a notion that absolute power corrupts absolutely, but Marcus defies this expectation. He wasn't born into royalty. Rather, he was chosen as a young man, at the same age as Nero, and groomed for authority. What does he do first with this power? He shares it with his brother. I've been immersed in Marcus Aurelius's journey since my initial reading of Meditations, which altered my life and has impacted millions over the past 2 millennia. I'm Ryan Holiday. I've authored a dozen books, focusing on Marcus Aurelius for over a decade. I've been fortunate to discuss Marcus Aurelius's teachings with NBA and NFL players, special forces operatives, senators, CEOs, and countless others. In this episode, I aim to share some of my favorite lessons from Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king. If you're keen on learning about the profound principles and ideas he lived by, this video is for you. One of my favorite anecdotes about Marcus Aurelius dates back to the depths of the Antonine Plague, a devastating pandemic claiming millions of lives. Rome's economy was crippled, and people were perishing in the streets, feeling hopeless. What did Marcus Aurelius do? He walked through the imperial palace, marking items for sale. For 2 months, he sold the jewels, robes, and couches from the emperor's luxurious collection right on the palace grounds. This act conveyed a message. I won't prioritize myself. I don't need these extravagant things, especially when people are suffering. I'll focus on small actions that make a difference. This is akin to a CEO taking a pay cut during a downturn, an athlete renegotiating a contract to benefit the team, or a leader sacrificing and striving to prioritize others over personal comfort and desires. This, to me, epitomizes greatness and why I admire Marcus Aurelius. You're not trapped. That's what the Stoics want you to understand. While one path may be closed, another remains open. The obstacle to action moves action forward. What impedes progress becomes the path, Marcus Aurelius teaches. He doesn't imply that nothing can halt your progress. Instead, when one door shuts, other avenues remain accessible. You always have the chance to practice virtue, excel, and adapt based on circumstances. We can't control what happens, but we can manage our responses. That's the essence of Stoic philosophy. So, while one path may be blocked or a door closed, there's always an open window. Someone may obstruct you, hinder you, but they can't prevent you from being patient, forgiving, or exploring new directions, growing and learning from challenges. The Stoics affirm that nothing prevents us from adjusting, adapting, and integrating the obstacles we face into new pathways. This is the core of how obstacles become opportunities. It's impossible to become stuck because we retain the power to choose and evolve. We know what needs to be done. We possess the information. However, the challenge lies in taking action, as Marcus Aurelius observed. You could act rightly today, but instead, you postpone it for tomorrow. We delay saying, I'll start the diet, begin writing the novel, or clean the house tomorrow, not today. If knowledge alone were sufficient, no one would be overweight or unhealthy, and every project would be completed promptly. The issue lies in our failure to act. That's why Stoics advocate for disciplined action. It's not merely about words or thoughts, but about what you do. What action will you take? What step will you initiate? That's how you complete tasks, step by step. Marcus Aurelius assures us that no one can prevent us from taking that first step. Developing self-awareness is crucial, recognizing when we feel discomfort or anxiety, as I experienced during the pandemic. Initially, with reduced activities, I expected less stress, but I realized anxiety stemmed not from external pressures, but from within. Marcus Aurelius discusses this in Meditations, acknowledging discarding anxiety, even during a plague, realizing it originated from within. This epiphany revealed that my stress wasn't due to the external factors, work, family, but from internal sources. Marcus Aurelius adhered to a more structured morning routine than most, despite no obligation to do so. He compelled himself to rise early, questioning whether he was made to remain under covers for warmth or to engage in meaningful human endeavors. He'd begin with journaling. Meditations survive as the personal reflections of the world's most powerful man. He documented these thoughts to enhance himself and then prioritized his most critical daily tasks. He advised, concentrate as a Roman. Undertake this as though it were your final deed in life. Marcus Aurelius's morning rituals set the stage for his success. He didn't approach each day haphazardly, understanding that a good start is half the battle. Begin your day with a morning routine that positions you to seize control from the outset. It's termed self-discipline for a reason. You alone enrolled in this commitment to learning, study, and self-improvement. Marcus Aurelius advises, be lenient with others but stringent with yourself. The objective isn't to be patronizing, condescending, or controlling toward others, but to discipline yourself. It's self-discipline, focusing on mastering yourself, leaving others and their errors and methods to themselves. Marcus Aurelius wasn't particularly fond of people. This sentiment pervades meditations. He opens with a reflection on the exasperating and bothersome nature of others. Even his concept of obstacles being the way underscores this. How people impede our progress, become obstacles. However, within each obstacle lies an opportunity to live out the philosophy we profess to follow. It's about exhibiting goodness despite others' actions, maintaining justice amidst injustice, temperance amidst indulgence, and courage amidst cowardice, and being recognized for these virtues. For Stoics, people can be vexing and obstacles, but like all impediments, they represent challenges we can rise to overcome, making us better. Don't resent people. Use them as opportunities to grow. Represent challenges we can rise to overcome, making us better. Don't resent people. Use them as opportunities to grow. We're all occupied, constantly busy. But how significant are our tasks? Marcus Aurelius prompts us to ponder. Is this essential for everything we do and say? Much of our activity stems from others' expectations or habit. Do we truly need to perform these tasks? If we knew we'd die tomorrow, would we persist in them? Would we execute them as currently done? Likely not. Hence, assess everything you do, say, and think, inquiring if it's truly indispensable and executed properly. Pose this question for every action, word, and thought. 3 key tenets encapsulate Stoic philosophy. Firstly, amor fati, what happened didn't befall you, but occurred for you. Embrace it, accept it, and turn it into something meaningful. Secondly, it's about serving others. As Marcus Aurelius asserts, the fruit of this life is a noble character and actions that benefit the common good. Stoics didn't study philosophy to be more self-centered or wealthier, but to enhance society. Lastly, memento mori, consider that you could leave life today, as Mark surely advises. Allow this awareness to guide your actions, words, and thoughts, recognizing life's brevity and the need to live fully. These 3 profound principles from Stoic philosophy are immediately applicable. For those interested in learning more about Stoicism, subscribe to our channel for free. It's a single daily YouTube channel delivering the best Stoic wisdom.